Where are we moving? Isaac and I are moving to Is Isaac Resigning with the Colts? What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So recently Isaac and I kind of mentioned on Instagram that we are moving. Y'all had tons of questions. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I'll put my username up here somewhere. It's Allison Cooch. But I figured, why not do a little sit-down video? Isaac and I really haven't done a sit-down video in like...
It's been a minute. It's been a long time.
I feel like it's been like since like Arizona or like California. Like we've never done one here besides the podcast.
We haven't, which is weird, and we got Gus joining us.
Yeah, so our dog is a little bit needy.
It's the only way to keep him calm was to literally sit here and pet him.
So we're going to be talking about moving. I asked you guys what questions you had on Instagram. The first question is, where are we moving?
We're moving back to where we were living like literally 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or a year ago, which is super nice.
Yes, so Isaac and I are moving to Huntington Beach, California, and I am personally so excited. I feel like and then the next question is, why are we moving back to California?
It's just nice.
There's like a lot of reasons as to why we decided to move all the way back to California for the off season, because we don't really know what the next steps are, which is, we'll get into that later. But I feel like moving to California, Isaac and I loved living there when we did. It's getting to the point where people, like professional athletes, typically have like an off-season home, which is where they have like their home base. They keep all of their furniture, so they don't have to move every single however many months. So we kind of wanted to see what. You want to say?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk when you're ready for me.
I was gonna say, I feel like we want to see if California is going to be our forever spot, or at least like our temporary forever.
We also left California last off season, and sorry for the dog. Left California last off season and felt like we were like, why did we leave? This was super nice. We should definitely be back in California. I don't have anything to do, like literally nothing to do for however long. So it's like, boys are heading right back to Cali.
It was a hard decision at first, but then once we decided we were moving back, it was like, okay, there's literally no other option.
If you're from Cali, you know.
Yeah, and because my work is fluid, it makes living in California easier. We're currently designing our second Airbnb in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we're not gonna live in Arizona because
that wasn't the vibe. I feel like for your work, California's better.
Yeah, definitely. Like for what I'm doing, California's a lot better. Yeah. Hey, Gus.
He's like, yeah.
Next question: is Isaac resigning with the Colts?
TBD. So I'm a free agent. When you enter free agency, you don't know what's gonna happen. So a lot of people don't know this. I am a free agent this off season, but free agency doesn't technically start till like March 15th. I think is the date. So like, I may not even talk to a team until March 15th. Now I'm assuming my agent will talk to people.
Frankie!
My agent will talk to people at the combine and all these different events, but I won't have like hardcore information and can't even sign until free agency hits.
Yeah, March 15th. You don't know if Isaac's coming back to the Colts. And so there's a chance he might, there's a chance he might not. Indiana has never really been our home. We've only lived here for like 6 or 7 months.
Plus the 4 years of school.
Oh yeah, well you can just go in Indiana. Not Indianapolis though. But I just feel like this isn't really our home. We didn't really want to stay here and wait around to find out. Especially with everybody else in the Colts, everybody else has off-season homes.
We also bought a house here, which it would seem like buying a house here would tie us to here, but in a lot of ways it gives us freedom, because we're like, shoot, we have a house here, like we can leave our stuff here, it's really not that big of a deal. So like, let's just go wherever we want to go and like not be too stressed about it. Why would you, if you live here, why would you want to stay in Indiana if you had 6 months of no work? You would definitely leave.
Well then I guess we did answer the next question, is when does Isaac find out his new team? So he won't find out anything until March 15th.
So last year when the season ended, I was a restricted free agent, and I didn't find out I was coming to the Colts until that March period. It's kind of crazy. You see all these deals that pop up, like so-and-so signs with so-and-so. They're not actually signing until March 15th.
Yeah, they're like committing, right?
Those are like fake, like verbal commitments. So it's kind of weird, but I would like to know immediately. I would like to know right now, but I can't.
I would love to know right now, because I don't know, just the peace of mind knowing.
It's also crazy because teams are still in season. Like, they haven't even finished their season. How can they re-sign new people?
Plot twist. Are we renting or buying in California? So
hopefully both.
Hopefully both. So like I said, moving California for the off season is kind of like a trial run. When Isaac played there for 4 years, we obviously loved it. All of our friends were there. Nobody else had off season homes. It was like, who wants to leave California? And we just had such a great setup and like loved everything about living there. And now that some of our friends have left, we just kind of like want to go back and see if we still have like the same love for California before purchasing a home.
Which I'm assuming we will.
Right. I know. The way we talk about it is, So we are renting an apartment for the time being. We're going back to an apartment. which I'm actually very excited about because this apartment is super nice.
This place is like a resort.
Okay. And then hopefully by the time Isaac starts going back to work around like August or September, maybe we'll think about buying a house in California, or maybe wait until like the end of next season.
There's so many variables though, because like I could low-key go to a team where I love the city. Like in the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, what if I played for like Dallas, and we went to Dallas and we were like, this is way better than California, it's more affordable, or maybe that wouldn't happen regardless, because there's so many variables, we're like not gonna rush into anything. No,
we're definitely not gonna rush into anything. We just purchased our second Airbnb in Scottsdale, so like we're not in a rush, especially because like the idea of renting doesn't sound intimidating. Like we don't have any kids, we just have 2 dogs, and like that's it. So
we're chilling.
So, are we selling our home in Indiana? So, yes, we do own this house in Indiana. We bought this house when Isaac signed a 1-year deal for so many different reasons.
It was so
investment
smart.
reasons. Looking back, it is so smart that we did this. But basically, our plan is we're going to go to California literally in like 4 days. And the house is going to stay here. We're actually leaving quite a bit of furniture and clothes and like random like memorabilia that we don't need in California. We're gonna leave here. In March, if he signs to a different team, we're gonna come back here, pack up all of our stuff, maybe put it in a pod, storage unit. Yeah, and then but if he signs back with the Colts, we're just gonna leave it.
It's kind of clutch. I don't care what anybody says. It is so nice that we can literally just leave our stuff here and deal with it later. We're not losing money by holding the house because we're paying ourselves. And I think it'll work out either way. Because like you said, we can run it out. It won't be an issue.
So if he doesn't re-sign with the Colts, we'll come back here and put all of our stuff into a storage facility or pod or whatever. And then we will rent this house out long term. We're not going to make this an Airbnb. Our HOA doesn't even allow it. We would use this as strictly just an investment property. We rent it out to a family on a yearly basis, and we just kind of keep it in our back pocket. This is a really growing area in Indiana, so we're not like too concerned about it, and housing prices are. It was a smart investment, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think about, we spent so much money in California renting, and like,
I mean, we're literally,
we should have bought a house 2 years ago there, and then here, like, if I resign and then we look up and we're like, shoot, I've been here for 3 years and we don't even own a house.
Yeah.
This house will be like we probably would just put money into it and be like paid for in like 3 years. We'd be like, let's just pay it off.
And to like, I don't put out a disclaimer, like we do have a financial advisor, so we talk through all these things. So like, I just said that, and in the back of my head, I'm like, these people are probably like, well, why don't you buy a house now in California instead of wasting money on rent again? But they're like,
there's a formula.
We talk through all this stuff with our financial advisor, so like, we are making very smart, educated decisions.
Trust me.
Trust me, we talk about it.
Allie is our financial advisor. I do all the financial advising conversations.
Shout out to Ryan, he's our financial advisor. If he resigns, when will we be coming back?
So the Colts OTAs are only 2 weeks. So that's like their thing.
So OTAs are in
It's like April. So we have virtual meetings and then we'll have OTAs, whatever. Point is, we're planning on staying in California until the end of August. So we would go out there in 4 days. I would come back for 2 weeks on my own.
Yeah.
I would just come back.
And during April, and
then I would get the house situated and then leave again. And it's probably gonna be like that no matter what, like any team that I'm on.
I'm definitely going to live in this house from January until August or September, maybe until, it depends. If Isaac comes back to the Colts, I'm probably gonna leave for camp just because I have a lot of friends here on the team and whatnot. But if he goes to a new team, I might just stay out in California. There are just like so many variables, as you guys can tell. Like it's hard to do a Q&A when you don't even know the variables at hand.
Well, it's another thing, like, us having, like, an off-season location is super helpful. Because, like, now I'm at the point of my career, it's not a big deal for me to, like, fly back and forth. Like, if I had 2 weeks of OTAs here, there's a chance that I would come back to California literally, like, for that weekend. Like, I would just go back and forth. I'd commute.
He's saying that, but he is literally such a routine-based guy that he would never do that.
I wouldn't do that. But either way, having a place in California actually gives us freedom because, at least I can just stay here, he can go do his thing. And
it's also interesting because if Isaac re-signs with the Colts, the odds of us getting a house in California go up compared to another team.
Another thing to factor in is,
so many factors.
People don't realize this, but training camp, if you added up the hours that I saw Allie during training camp, even if she was in the same city that I was in for training camp, it's like 24 hours for like a month. You don't need to be here anyways. It's kind of dumb regardless.
Yeah. Some of these questions I'm going to get to in our moving vlogs, which I am going to be vlogging the moving process. I'm actually waking up tomorrow morning super bright and early, and I'm going to start packing up our house because there's really nothing packed. We've been organizing the past few days, but like things like packing tips and like how to move across the country with dogs and like all of this stuff about how we're planning on getting all of our furniture to California. Are we doing a pod? Which we're not.
Now that we're moving, it might be cool to tell everyone like what your take was on Indy. Like, are you like sad to be leaving, or are you like?
You know what? I feel like my relationship with Indiana has kind of been like a roller coaster throughout the football season.
It's gone up though, like this last.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So when I first learned that Isaac was signing with the Colts, I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very bummed. Not because like I hated the Colts or I hated Indiana. It was just like I was moving from California, a place I wanted to like raise kids and like.
We had a setup.
Yeah, like buy a house. Like Isaac and I were planning on buying a house if he would have re-signed with the Chargers. So I feel like I was up here, and then all of a sudden I was down here, and then I moved out here. I was, you know, it was okay. Like going to a new place is exciting. And then I made one of my best friends, Sydney, and then her boyfriend got cut and went to the Seattle Seahawks. And then it just kind of went down.
Well, you were hanging out with her during training camp. Mm-hmm. So, like, you, like, started the season off hot.
No, I know, but, like, we moved here in May, and then until training camp in, like, August, I had nobody.
And then it just got dark.
Yeah, it got dark quick. But I will say, in December, like, a lot of the Colts girls, we started hanging out and talking, and, like,
yeah, it was
has
super
been
fun this last few weeks.
Yeah, and so, like, now I'm to the point where I'm actually sad to be leaving. And I do, like, if Isaac re-signs with the Colts next year, I'll be really happy, because I do love all the people on this team.
I know, and I'm, like, low-key hoping that I sign back with the Colts.
Yeah, so we'll see.
A little insider info.
The last question, are you excited to be moving to California?
I am ecstatic. I mean, it's literally all we talk about. Because now we're in that phase where it's like, we're kind of like, all right, we're not making any plans here because we're kind of like packing and busy here. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of just in limbo waiting. And like, there's just like little stuff, like even the Jeep, like all that, like I'm gonna have my new Jeep in California. We're gonna have our new apartment. We just ordered the super nice Anthropology mirror. Like random stuff that we're gonna have in California that like, we feel like we have a lot of excitement waiting, including like a lot of our friends.
A lot of our friends. So like, who I was just talking about, Sydney, one of my best friends that I made with the Colts, her and her boyfriend are actually moving to Newport. I know so many other Colts couples are actually moving to California, and like
also like I'm thinking like Equinox and like walkability. Like we're gonna be able to walk.
I think I'm looking forward to like walkability, and like Isaac and I really are not trying to have kids anytime soon, and so I feel like every time we like think about having kids, and then it's like, oh shoot, that's like in 3 months. It's like let's just like maybe keep pushing it back, just because we're having so much fun. But I'm looking forward to California. I feel like there's so many more opportunities in terms of like social media, which I'm so grateful for. I just hit 1 million on TikTok, and that's
big
like,
gang.
Crazy. Like I literally was like, I feel like those people are fake. Like I feel like somebody just bought me followers, which nobody bought me 1 million followers. So I'm just like looking forward to doing that, and just kind of like having, you know, like let's say next off season we do start like having kids or start trying or whatever. I just feel like this off season.
She don't move that back a year.
I just feel like this off season.
We want to enjoy this off season.
I'm just really looking forward to it, and like I'm just so excited for Dog Beach. Like I literally go to Dog Beach every day.
I mean, there will literally be numerous days. People don't understand when you live in places like this where we don't even drive, but we do so much. Like I remember
just walking around.
There were off seasons where I was like, we'd just be sitting in the apartment. I'm like, I'm gonna walk to Starbucks. Like we could walk to a Starbucks. We could walk to whatever.
Mm-hmm. Here I can't walk. I can't walk to the nearest gas station.
It is crazy. Like I'm like picturing how walkable everything was, and it almost seems like fake that we can, like, I'm not gonna get into it, but here, boy, we're not doing that.
Anyways, it doesn't mean we hate Indiana. It just means that, you know, like, some people are city people, some people aren't city people, they're suburban people.
We don't have kids. Where we live is kid central. Like, here...
Oh, I thought you meant in California. I was like, what do you mean it's kid central?
Yeah, no, this is kid central. Like, this would be perfect if we had a family.
If we had kids, I feel like I would be totally fine, but...
We're chilling now.
Anyways.
It's gonna be dumb exciting. Oh, and my fat scooter. And I got a super nice scooter that DeForest Buckner got me that I can use.
Okay, well, I hope that answered all of your questions. If you guys have any other questions, go follow me on Instagram when we are in the process of driving to California. God bless America. I'm going to be doing a little Q&A. I'm going to be asking questions on my Instagram, probably the entire time we're driving out there. So go follow us on Instagram. Leave any questions down below if you guys want them answered in a different video. I'm definitely going to be doing a house tour for Indiana before we leave. And I'm also going to be doing a apartment tour in California because I got a good one.
It's going to be so nice. And we have all our furniture.
It's going to be so nice. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe. I don't even know if people say that anymore.
Right.
Like and subscribe. But with that being said, get excited. We got tons of new videos coming out, and I literally have to edit them because I will be sitting in the car.
Zero choice.
Zero choice. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys